Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Have you lost count of how many times you're darting to the bathroom every day? Or worse, jolting awake at night because your bladder won't let you rest? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And it's almost never just aging. Today, you'll learn why your bladder keeps demanding attention and what you can do, starting now, to take control.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and alongside me is Alara Skye. In this episode, we're zeroing in on frequent urination, defined as needing to go more than 8 times in 24 hours, or more than twice a night. Together, we'll dig into the hidden causes, the warning signs you shouldn't ignore, and practical, natural ways to reclaim your routine.
Frequent urination chips away at your focus, energy, and confidence, yet it's often brushed off as a normal part of getting older. In reality, it usually flags an underlying issue, anything from a urinary tract infection to blood sugar problems or prostate pressure. When you understand what's driving the urgency, you can act before small annoyances turn into bigger health setbacks.
Let's start with the most common triggers. You mentioned urinary tract infections, but people also hear about diabetes and pregnancy hormones. For someone hitting the bathroom 10 times a day, how do these factors come together?
UTIs top the list. Bacteria inflame your bladder lining, making you feel like you have to go even when it's nearly empty. In early pregnancy, rising progesterone increases blood flow through your kidneys, so you make more urine. And with diabetes, excess glucose drags water into your bladder, forcing rapid fill-ups. Each of these creates frequency for different reasons, but all demand prompt attention.
Men often chalk up those extra trips to age, yet an enlarged prostate is more than a minor inconvenience. How does the prostate change the picture?
Your prostate wraps around the urethra. When it enlarges, often beginning in your 50s, it squeezes that channel. You struggle to empty completely, so you're back in the restroom soon after. Metabolic stress and chronic inflammation accelerate the growth, so lifestyle choices matter just as much as hormones.
The bladder isn't working in isolation. Neurological conditions, anxiety, even a past stroke can scramble the communication lines between your brain and bladder. How does that play out day to day?
Your bladder relies on precise nerve signals to know when to hold and when to release. If you've had a spinal cord injury, fibromyalgia, or ongoing emotional stress, those signals misfire. You get sudden urgency or can't empty fully. Anxiety ramps up muscle tension, amplifying the urge. Addressing nervous system health and stress management often reduces trips to the bathroom.
Medications add another layer. Diuretics, blood pressure pills, some antidepressants, and even antihistamines can all send you running. Caffeine and alcohol don't help either. For listeners tracking their habits, what should they watch for here?
Look at timing and dose. If you take a diuretic in the evening, expect nighttime awakenings. Large coffees or energy drinks flood your bladder with fluid and stimulate muscle contractions. Alcohol both dehydrates and irritates your bladder. When you spot these patterns in a diary, you can shift meds earlier in the day and taper stimulants by mid-afternoon to lighten your overnight load.
That brings us to the bladder diary. It sounds simple, but noting what you drink, when you go, and how urgent it feels uncovers patterns fast. What else should someone include to make the diary useful?
Record volumes when possible. Many people are surprised by how little comes out despite a strong urge. Note any burning, pressure, or nighttime awakenings. After 3 days, you'll see if frequency lines up with caffeine spikes, large late-day water intake, or something deeper like high blood sugar. Those insights guide smarter testing, urinalysis, ultrasounds, or cystoscopy if structural problems are suspected.
Once you know the why, you can tailor the how. Let's talk natural interventions. If burning and urgency hint at a UTI, what immediate steps can listeners take before resorting to antibiotics?
Pharmaceutical-grade methylene blue concentrates in your bladder and targets bacteria without wrecking your gut microbiome. A typical adult dose is 165 milligram tablet 3 times daily after meals, but only for a few days. Pair that with whole cranberries or organic cranberry juice to block bacterial adhesion. Many listeners see relief quickly, sparing themselves unnecessary antibiotics.
For men with prostate-related frequency, lifestyle often gets overlooked. How can someone support prostate health beyond prescriptions?
Start by cutting excess linoleic acid, the omega-6 fat loaded into seed and vegetable oils. It drives chronic inflammation and hormone imbalance. Focus on whole foods, stable animal fats, and omega-3s. Add regular movement, strength training, and insulin-sensitive eating, think timed carbs and plenty of protein, to slow enlargement and ease urinary flow.
Older adults face extra hurdles. A large Chinese study of nearly 4,800 adults showed strong links between frequency and conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, constipation, anxiety, and past brain injury. What lessons can we pull from that data?
First, frequency rarely stands alone. If you're managing high blood pressure, elevated glucose, or chronic stress, your bladder feels the impact. Constipation strains pelvic muscles, weakening bladder control, while prior head trauma disrupts nerve signaling. Ignoring the bladder symptom means missing broader metabolic and neurological issues that also need care.
Let's close with a concise action plan anyone can start today. Here are 5 steps. Keep a 3-day bladder diary, adjust fluid timing, front-load hydration, and taper by dusk. Reduce caffeine and alcohol, strengthen your pelvic floor with daily targeted exercises, and address any infection promptly with methylene blue plus cranberries while you seek professional guidance.
And remember, supporting overall metabolic health, stable blood sugar, anti-inflammatory meals, and consistent movement lightens the load on every organ connected to your bladder.
Your challenge? Starting today, log every drink and every bathroom visit for 3 days. At the end, highlight one clear trigger, whether it's late-night tea, skipped walks, or lingering stress, and remove or modify it. Then notice how much more freedom you gain when your bladder stops calling the shots.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.